Hello from California, this is Sandy from Messy Paper Crafts, and today I have a quick tutorial for you on how to create this card. And if you think that looks a little bit familiar, then you are correct, because in our last tutorial you might have seen this card. And yeah, why did I create a different card with the same steps? I thought maybe you don't like working with wax seals, and how about showing you similar steps with a totally different result. And in our last tutorial you might have also seen this washi tape where we cut out this really cute dog, and I thought how about maybe you have also washi tape that has a motif, or maybe you have a stamp, or maybe some ephemera, and you can just follow the same steps, but you don't have to use a wax seal as a foreground, you can use what you have as a foreground. And here we will also use these brush strokes by Holtz. You might have seen the stamp set before, and I just love it because you can create so many amazing backgrounds in a really quick and convenient way. So here I place now this brushstroke stamp, the round one, into the MISTI. Or of course you can use any stamping platform that you have. Maybe you have one by Holtz or Altenew and so on, so anything works. However, it's important to work inside the stamping platform, because I want to ink this stamp up 2 or 3 times at least, because if you work with the Distress Oxide ink, it can be a little bit splotchy, and therefore you might have to repeat the step a few times, as you see me doing here. And then I also usually just smooth the ink out with a little brush, but other than that it's super easy. And now we will go to the next step on using this washi tape by Creative Depot. And here you see me now that I stick it down onto my cardstock, and that's a really easy way to create a quick background. I just fold over the rest of the washi tape, and then with the Holtz decal trimmer I will just trim it into the right size, and I just love this look of these uneven edges. And then I attach this washi tape background onto the card base. And the next step is exactly the same as well. So I use here these dot circles by Florilège Design to embellish the brush strokes by Holtz even further. I think that's why I love the stamp set so much, because if you have any other stamps that you can put on top, then again a whole different look every single time. And you could just stamp here, but I thought it's nice to actually emboss this image as well, and therefore I just use the Distress embossing ink, so that's a clear ink, and then I put the golden embossing powder over it. And yeah, I just think this is really fun for so many different foreground elements, for your ephemera or other stamps and so on. And the next step is that we use the sealed twine die, which is originally for the Spellbinders wax collection, so they also create a lot of wax seals, they have beautiful stamps and so on. But I thought, how about showing it to you what it would look like if it's not with a wax seal. And here I cut this die out twice, so it's supposed to look like twine, and it goes to the left side and to the right side, so you need it twice. And now I just glue this together, and then I fold this over the cardstock. And if you spread it out a little bit, then at first glance I think it really looks a little bit like twine, but of course it's paper. And yeah, here I just spread now the edges a little bit. And the next step was that I put this washi tape down and I cut out the dog, and that's what you see here now. So I just stuck this washi tape down, and then I just did a little bit of fussy cutting around the dog, and this is now my foreground element. And the color of this paraglide of this dog is a little bit in this bluish tint, and therefore I thought it would work really well with the brush strokes in blue, and then the yellow twine that works really nicely together with the yellow boats on the washi tape, and therefore I think you have this completed look. And yeah, I just think it's fun, even though it was designed for wax seals. I mean, this die, you can use it for other foreground elements as well, and therefore you just have another embellishment. And in the last step, as you know maybe already, I just love my gemstones and my glitter glue, so I use stickles for that. And yeah, that just helps once again to make the card a little bit more interesting, a little bit more elegant. And then you have there a sentiment, and even though all the steps were exactly the same, I think it still gives this card a different look and hopefully helps you for the future, that you can see that even if you repeat the same steps, you can still end up with a different outcome. And with that, I wish you a very crafty week, and remember, no stressy, be messy and have fun. See you next time.